we now start chapter 8. The title of this chapter is Calculus of Residues. This chapter contains 3 modules. Module 1 is residue theorem, module 2 is argument principle, and module 3 is Schwarz lemma and its application. We now discuss module 1. The title is residue theorem. Suppose that f is analytic at a point z0, then f is analytic in some neighborhood of z0. Suppose n z0 is a neighborhood of z0 in which f is analytic. If C is any simple closed rectifiable curve lying in n z0, then Cauchy fundamental theorem tells us that integral over C fz dz equal to 0. But if f has finite number of isolated singularity in n z0, then the argument fails. That means each singularity contribute a specific value on the value of the integral. This motivates us to generalize Cauchy fundamental theorem to Cauchy residue theorem. Cauchy residue theorem is one of the most important result in complex analysis which applied scientist needs to integral different real integral. Before discussing this theorem, we first define residue at isolated singularity, at an essential singularity, as well as residue at point at infinity. We also discuss some method by which we can calculate residue at those points. We now start our presentation. So, we now start residue theorem. We first define residue at a finite point. Suppose the function fz has an isolated singularity at z equal to z0, which is finite. Then in some deleted neighborhood of z0, namely 0 less than mod z minus z0 less than delta, fz can be represented by Laurent series of the form fz equal to summation n equal to 0 to infinity a n z minus z0 to the power n plus b1 by z minus z0 plus b2 by z minus z0 square plus etc. Then the coefficient of 1 by z minus z0, that is b1, is called the residue of fz at z0 and is denoted by residue f z0. Thus, b1 equal to 1 by 2 pi I integral over C fz dz, where C is any positively oriented simple closed rectifiable curve which enclose z0 and content in the neighborhood. The residue at the isolated singularity z equal to z0 may also be defined as the integral 1 by 2 pi I integral over C fz dz, where C is any positively oriented simple closed rectifiable curve lying in the domain 0 less than mod z minus z0 less than delta, which enclose z0 but no other singularity of fz. So, prove a result: if fz has a pole of order m at z equal to z0, then residue of f at the point z0 is equal to 1 by factorial m minus 1 limit z tends to z0 d m minus 1 dz m minus 1 z minus z0 to the power m into fz. So, since z0 is a pole of f of order m in some deleted neighborhood of z0, we can write fz equal to phi z plus b1 by z minus z0 plus b2 by z minus z0 square plus up to bm by z minus z0 to the power m, where phi z is analytic at z equal to z0 and bm is not 0. So, from this we obtain z minus z0 to the power m into fz equal to z minus z0 to the power m phi z plus b1 into z minus z0 to the power m minus 1 plus b2 into z minus z0 to the power m minus 2 plus up to bm. Therefore, if we differentiate m minus 1 times with respect to z, then we obtain d m minus 1 by dz m minus 1 z minus z0 to the power m fz equal to d m minus 1 by dz m minus 1 z minus z0 to the power m phi z plus b1 into factorial m minus 1, because all other term should be 0. Since limit z tends to z0, d m minus 1 by dz m minus 1 z minus z0 to the power m phi z equal to 0, we obtain from this residue of f at z0 which is equal to b1 is equal to 1 by factorial m minus 1 limit z tends to z0 d m minus 1 by dz m minus 1 z minus z0 to the power m into fz. So, note, if z0 is a simple pole, that is if m equal to 1, then from above we obtain residue of f at the point z0 is equal to limit z tends to z0 z minus z0 into fz. We prove another result. Let f be analytic at z0 with f of z0 not 0 and g of z has a simple 0 at z0. Then residue of fz by gz at the point z0 is equal to f of z0 by g dash z0. So, we assume that capital F is equal to small f by small g. Since z0 is a simple pole of capital F, we have residue of capital F at the point z0 is equal to limit z tends to z0 z minus z0 into capital Fz, which is equal to limit z tends to z0 z minus z0 into fz by gz, and this we can write equal to limit z tends to z0 fz by gz minus gz0 by z minus z0, because g of z0 equal to 0. So, that is equal to f of z0 by g dash z0. So, another result, let fz be analytic at z0 such that f of z0 is not 0 and gz has a 0 of order 2 at z0. That means g of z0 equal to 0 and g dash z0 equal to 0, but g double dash z0 is not 0. Then residue of fz by gz at the point z0 is equal to 6 f dash z0 g double dash z0 minus twice f z0 g triple dash z0 by 3 into g double dash z0 square. So, proof, since the function gz has a 0 of order 2 at z0, we can write gz equal to z minus z0 square into nu z, where nu z is analytic at z0 and nu z0 is not 0. Thus, fz by gz is equal to fz by nu z by z minus z0 square, and this function has a pole of order 2 and its residue at z0 is given by residue of fz by gz at z0 equal to limit z tends to z0 d dz of z minus z0 square fz by gz, that is equal to limit z tends to z0 d dz of fz by nu z, and that is equal to limit z tends to z0 f dash z nu z minus f z nu dash z by nu z square, and this is equal to f dash z0 nu z0 minus f z0 nu dash z0 by nu z0 square. Now, from the relation dz equal to z minus z0 square nu z, we obtain the value of g dash z, g double dash z and g triple dash z in this way. These relations imply nu z0 equal to g double dash z0 by 2 and nu dash z0 equal to g triple dash z0 by 6. So, incorporating this value in equation number 3, we can get our required result. So, now we consider an example. Find the residues of the function fz equal to 1 by z cube minus 1 into z plus 1 square at its singularities. So, the given function has simple pole at z equal to 1, z equal to w, z equal to w square, and a pole of order 2 at z equal to minus 1, where omega being the imaginary cube root of unity. Therefore, we obtain residue of f at 1 is equal to limit z tends to 1 z minus 1 into fz, and that is we obtain this equal to 1 by 12. Similarly, residue of f at omega is equal to limit z tends to omega z minus omega into fz, and which gives on simple calculation the value is 1 by 3. Similarly, we obtain residue of f at omega square is 1 by 3rd. Also, residue of f at minus 1 is equal to limit z tends to minus 1 d dz z plus 1 square into fz, and that is equal to limit z tends to minus 1 d dz of 1 by z cube minus 1, and this gives equal to minus 3 by 4. Another example, find the residue of the function fz equal to cos z at z equal to 0. So, solution, here fz is cos z, that is cos z by sin z. So, we take cos z as gz and sin z as hz. So, clearly gz, that is cos z, is analytic at z equal to 0, and g of 0 is equal to 1, which is not 0. Also hz, that is sin z, is analytic at z equal to 0, h0 equal to 0, but h dash 0 is not 0. Therefore, residue of cos z at 0 is equal to g of 0 by h dash 0, and which is equal to 1. Another example, find the residue of the function fz equal to z square plus sin z by cos z minus 1 at its singular points. So, we assume that small fz equal to z square plus sin z and gz equal to cos z minus 1. If gz equal to 0, then we obtain z equal to 2n pi, where n is any integer. Also g dash z equal to 0 at z equal to 2n pi, but g double dash z equal to minus 1 at z equal to 2n pi. Moreover, fz has no 0 at z equal to 2n pi. Also, f dash 2n pi is equal to 4n pi plus 1 and g triple dash 2n equal to 0. So, replacing this value in equation number 2, we obtain residue of capital Fz at 2n pi is equal to minus 2 into 4n pi plus 1, where n belongs to I and I is the set of all integers. Now, we define residue at an essential singularity. In this case, one has to expand the function fz into LoRa series. For example, z equal to 0 is an essential singularity of the function fz equal to e to the power minus 1 by z. The LoRa expansion of e to the power minus 1 by z about z equal to 0 is 1 minus 1 by z plus 1 by factorial 2 z square minus 1 by factorial 3 z cube plus etc. So, from this we see that residue of e to the power minus 1 by z at the point 0 is equal to b1, which is equal to minus 1. Now, we define residue at point at infinity. We assume that z equal to infinity is an isolated singularity of fz. Then the residue of fz at z equal to infinity is defined by residue of f at infinity is equal to minus 1 by 2 pi I integral over c fz dz, where c is any positively oriented simple closed contour outside of which the function f is analytic and does not have any singularity other than the point at infinity. So far we have discussed about residue at isolated singularity, residue at essential singularity, as well as residue at point at infinity. Now, we shall prove Cauchy residue theorem. We also prove Cauchy residue theorem for extended complex plane. We also deduce Cauchy integral formula from Cauchy residue theorem. We also provide some example relating to this module. We now go to our presentation. So, now we state Cauchy residue theorem. Suppose that fz is analytic inside and on a simple closed contour C except for isolated singularities at z1, z2, zn inside C. Then integral over C fz dz is equal to twice pi I summation k equal to 1 to n residue of f at the point zk. So, proof, let C1, C2, Cn be n circles having centers at z1, z2, zn and radii so small such that they lie entirely within C and do not overlap. Then f is analytic in the region bounded by C and the circles C1, C2, Cn. So, this is the figure. So, here in C the singularities are z1, z2, z3, zn. We encircles C1, C2, C3, Cn having center z1, z2, z3, zn respectively, and radius we take so small such that all circles lies in between C. Therefore, f is analytic in the annulus bounded by C, C1, C2, Cn. Therefore, by Cauchy integral formula for multiply connected region, we obtain integral over C fz dz is equal to summation k equal to 1 to n integral over ck fz dz. Since residue of f at the point zk is equal to 1 by 2 pi I integral over ck fz dz, where k equal to 1 to n, we obtain from equation 4 that integral over c fz dz is equal to twice pi I summation k equal to 1 to n residue of f at zk. So, this proves the theorem. So, now we prove residue theorem for C infinity, that is for extended complex plane. Suppose fz is analytic in C infinity, that is in extended complex plane, except for isolated singularities at z1, z2, zn and infinity. Then the sum of its residues including the point at infinity is 0. That is residue of f at infinity plus summation k equal to 1 to n residue of f at zk is equal to 0. So, proof: we consider the closed contour C containing all n singularities z1, z2, zn located at a finite distance from the point z equal to 0. So, by Cauchy residue theorem we obtain 1 by 2 pi I integral over C fz dz is equal to summation k equal to 1 to n residue of f at zk. Also, we know residue of f at infinity is equal to minus 1 by 2 pi I integral over C fz dz. So, from these two equations we obtain summation k equal to 1 to n residue of f at zk is equal to minus of residue of f at infinity. That is, we obtain residue of f at infinity plus summation k equal to 1 to n residue of f at zk is equal to 0. So, now we consider an example: obtain Cauchy integral formula from Cauchy residue theorem. So, suppose that fz is analytic in a domain D with boundary gamma. Also assume that f is continuous on gamma and z0 is an arbitrary point inside gamma. We take gz equal to fz by z minus z0. Then gz has a simple pole at z0 and hence residue of g at z0 is equal to limit z tends to z0 z minus z0 into gz, which is equal to f of z0. Now, applying Cauchy residue theorem on gz, we obtain integral over gamma gz dz is equal to twice pi I into f z0, and from this we obtain f of z0 equal to 1 by 2 pi I integral over gamma fz by z minus z0 dz, which is the Cauchy integral formula. So, now we consider another example: evaluate mod z equal to 2 fz dz, where fz equal to e to the power z by z into z minus 1 whole square. So, here the contour C is mod z equal to 2. Clearly, fz has a simple pole at z equal to 0 and a double pole at z equal to 1, and both the point 0 and 1 lie inside the curve of integration C. Therefore, by Cauchy residue theorem we have integral over mod z equal to 2 fz dz is equal to twice pi I into residue of f at 0 plus residue of f at 1. So, now we calculate residue of f at 0 and residue of f at 1. Since 0 is a simple pole of f, we have residue of f at 0 is equal to limit z tends to 0 z into fz, and that is equal to 1. Also, residue of f at 1 is equal to limit z tends to 1 d dz of z minus 1 square into fz, that is limit z tends to 1 d dz of Ez by z, and this gives the value 0. Therefore, we obtain integral over mod z equal to 2 e to the power z by z into z minus 1 whole square dz is equal to twice pi I into 1 plus 0, that is equal to twice pi I. So, another example, evaluate integral over mod z equal to 3 z by z to the power 4 minus 1 dz. Let fz equal to z by z to the power 4 minus 1. So, here the curve of integration is the circle mod z equal to 3, that is center at origin and radius 3. Clearly, fz has simple poles at z equal to plus minus 1 and z equal to plus minus I, all lies inside C. Therefore, by Cauchy residue theorem, we obtain integral over mod z equal to 3 z by z to the power 4 minus 1 dz is equal to twice pi I into residue of f at 1 plus residue of f at minus 1 plus residue of f at I plus residue of f at minus I. So, just we calculate residue at 1, minus 1, I and minus I, and we note that all these poles are simple poles. So, residue of f at 1 is equal to limit z tends to 1 z minus 1 fz, that gives 1 by 4, and residue of f at minus 1 equal to limit z tends to minus 1 z plus 1 into fz, and this gives the value 1 by 4. So, residue of f at I equal to limit z tends to I z minus I into fz, that is limit z tends to I z minus I into z by z to the power 4 minus 1, and which gives on simple calculation the value minus 1 by 4. Also, residue of f at minus I is equal to similarly minus 1 by 4. Therefore, we obtain integral over mod z equal to 3 z by z to the power 4 minus 1 dz is equal to 0. At the end of this module, we came to know about residue at an isolated singularity, residue at an essential singularity, also residue at point at infinity. We also came to know how we can calculate residue at its singularities. We also know Cauchy residue theorem. This theorem is one of the most important theorem in function of complex variable. This result used by applied scientists from the theory of function of complex variables. We also proved residue theorem for extended complex plane. We also provide some example relating to this module. For more problems, please see the self assessment part of this module. You can also see any reference books for more details. This ends module 1 of chapter 8.